Look closely at the world around you. We walk through life assuming our basic definitions of the natural world are grounded in objective reality. But that comfort is an illusion. Take a cow. If you picture nature, you probably picture cattle grazing in a quiet field. Yet cows do not exist in the wild. They are a fully domesticated invention, bred over millennia by human beings. This flowchart illustrates a cow's actual objective function. It is a biological machine. Grass absorbs solar energy through photosynthesis, and the cow is the engineered technology we use to mechanically convert that solar energy into dense, edible calories. If the very creatures we view as the pinnacle of rural nature are actually human-engineered technology, our baseline perception of the physical world is flawed. It invites us to question exactly how much of our reality we misunderstand. Down here on Earth, biological realities are easily obscured by comfortable myths. But when we look out into the deep universe, the physical laws governing existence reveal a much harsher truth. Every massive object has an escape velocity. If you want a rocket to leave Earth and never come back, you have to launch it at 7 miles per second. Any slower, and gravity pulls it right back down. This graphic demonstrates what happens when a gravity well deepens to the extreme. If you concentrate enough mass, like in a black hole, the required escape velocity surpasses the speed of light. Since nothing travels faster than light, the threshold becomes entirely inescapable. Now look at the differential force vectors acting on a single vertical object crossing that threshold. Because gravity weakens over distance, the downward pull at the bottom of the object is drastically stronger than the pull at the top. Astronomers call this extreme tidal force spaghettification. Applied to human physiology, the difference in gravity between your feet and your head grows so intense that it stretches you vertically until your spine snaps into 2 separate pieces. As you continue falling toward the center, your body halves into 4 pieces, then 8, then 16. You are continually bifurcated, ultimately getting extruded through the fabric of space-time, like toothpaste squeezed through a tube. The inescapable math of a black hole makes no exceptions for human biology. It dismantles the assumption that our bodies and the physical laws we rely on hold any special significance at the extremes of the cosmos. Returning from the edges of space back to our closest celestial neighbor, humanity has spent decades projecting its own complex narratives onto the moon. We are taught that the Apollo lunar landings were the absolute peak of human curiosity, a pure pursuit of scientific discovery, driven by a unified desire to explore the cosmos. Today, the United States is rapidly pushing to return a new generation of astronauts to the lunar surface. The urgency isn't born from a sudden surplus of scientific curiosity. It is a direct reaction to China announcing its intent to put astronauts on the moon. The public relations campaigns frame these missions as noble efforts to gather data and build habitats. Underneath that messaging, nations are simply competing to secure physical territory and assert dominance. The uplifting story of human spaceflight operates as a comfortable societal deception. It masks a geopolitical turf war, driven by nationalistic ego rather than the pursuit of knowledge. That same human ego drives us to interrogate our existence through simulation theory. High-profile figures popularize the idea that our universe is a digital construct. This graphic maps out the standard assumption. An advanced civilization creates a simulated world. The digital inhabitants of that world invent computers and simulate their own universe, creating an infinite, cascading chain of realities. Look at the highlighted middle nodes in this tree. A universe can only exist in the middle of this chain if its inhabitants possess the computing power necessary to simulate an entirely new universe filled with conscious beings. Human beings on Earth lack the technological capacity to create a simulated universe. We cannot build digital worlds populated by beings with free will. Because we cannot spawn the next link in the chain, we instantly disqualify ourselves from occupying any of the middle tiers. We are either the absolute first, authentic base reality universe, or we are the absolute last simulation in a dead-end sequence. The common belief that we are a highly advanced simulated civilization buried deep inside a matrix is a mathematical fallacy. When you eliminate the middle tiers, the odds that we are in a simulation aren't 1 in a billion. They are exactly 1 in 2. If our physical reality is easily dismantled by basic astrophysics and simple logic, why is the general public so readily deceived by biological, geopolitical, and existential illusions? The root cause is systemic. We rely on an education system that prioritizes rote memorization and strict compliance, a structure designed to systematically assassinate innate human curiosity rather than stoke it. You can see the behavioral proof of this failure across our culture. Society actively celebrates the ringing of the afternoon school bell, the arrival of Friday, and the finality of graduation. We have conditioned generations to view learning as a chore they are relieved to escape. True science is not the blind regurgitation of facts. It is an active, lifelong rebellion against apathy and systemic deception. It is the tool we use to verify the physical world. And you are objectively connected to that verifiable world. The iron coursing through your blood, the oxygen in your lungs, the carbon in your tissues. These elements were forged in the explosive deaths of ancient stars. We are biologically and chemically written into the cosmos. To understand our actual place in the universe, we have to step outside the simulation of our own ego. We must reject systemic apathy and reclaim our cosmic curiosity.